Hare Krishna. Question: are dharma, artha, kama, moksha to be pursued sequentially or simultaneously? I've heard about how dharma, artha, kama, they are a part of karma kanda, and then in jnana kanda one pursues moksha. So are these to be pursued sequentially, or all four purusharthas to be pursued one by one? Answer: both are true. That means the Srila Prabhupada explains in his Bhagavatam purport that that people are generally interested in artha and kama, and if and dharma, when people live righteously, live virtuously, then they get artha and kama. But if they feel that they can get artha and kama without dharma, then they give up dharma. So now, to understand whether these are sequential or simultaneous, the pursuit of these two is to be sequential or simultaneous, we have to understand what these actually mean. Now, dharma doesn't mean just doing some religious rituals. Dharma refers to a harmonious way of living, where we live a moral life, a religious life, but the principle is not just doing some rituals. The principle is living in harmony with the nature of the universe. So, dharma means harmonious living. And that when we live harmoniously, then artha and kama result. Now, what does artha mean? Artha doesn't only mean money. Artha means overall prosperity, and prosperity again which is harmonious with nature. And kama doesn't just refer to lust. Kama refers to overall fulfillment of desires, which of course in the material world the desire for sexual gratification is a central desire, and that is also acknowledged through the institution of marriage for the purpose of begetting children. As Krishna says, dharma viruddha bhuteshu kamosmi bharatarshava. So that kama can refer at one level to sex life. I am sex life is not contrary to religious principles. And it can also refer to that I am desire, I am ambition, that is not contrary to virtue, not contrary to morality, not contrary to dharma. So artha and moksha is that is kama, and then moksha is ultimately liberation. It means getting out of material existence. So now these are, if we look at the Vedic scriptures, they have been classified into karma kanda, jnana kanda, and upasana kanda, bhakti. So now in karma kanda, the focus is primarily on dharma, artha, kama. So there are people who get caught only in dharma, artha, kama, and they perform dharma for the getting of artha and kama, and then they think that this is the success of life. And Krishna, those who are caught only in dharma, artha, kama, these three things, Krishna reproaches them. He says that avipashchitaha in 2.42-43 he says that such people are non-discerning and they stay on in the cycle of birth and death. As is 9.21 he says, Shine punne martilokam vishanti, they come back again. Te tvam bhuktva sargalokam vishalam. Shine punne martilokam vishanti, evam traidharma manuprapanna gatagatam kama kama labhante. So now, after understanding this point of how getting caught in the cycle of dharma, artha, kama is undesirable, so now we have to look at the point of, so in karma kanda if somebody gets caught, that is undesirable. One has to progress towards jnana kanda. So the Vedas generally talk about karma kanda, and the Upanishad starts talking about jnana kanda, about philosophical import of things, and understanding that and searching for philosophical truths. So now if we move onwards and look at the specific individual who is living and how such a person should live. In the Mahabharata, Narad Muni tells Maharaj Yudhishthir that a householder should not pursue dharma at the cost of artha or kama, or artha at the cost of dharma or kama at the cost of dharma or artha. And similarly, one should not pursue two at the cost of the third. One should pursue all three in balance. That means somebody just pursues, like in today's world we may see people who pursue artha at the cost of dharma and even kama. I mean, they're just so much caught into money that they have no time for religion, no time for God, and they don't even have time for their family also. So, and some people get so caught in kama that they just become sex maniacs practically. And then there is no dharma, and they are not even financially responsible. So they are just mad after the pleasures of the senses. So that is also undesirable. So what Narad Muni is advocating is a balance, and he is not telling there in a sequential sense. That first you do dharma, then you do artha, then you do kama. No, it says balance all three. So these are called as purusharthas. So now the word artha comes in one of these as one of the four categories, but all four are also called as purusharthas. So purusha means human being. These are the four goals that a human being is meant to pursue. So now the word artha, when it comes as dharma, among dharma, artha, kama, moksha, it refers to overall the availability of resources, financial and other resources. Whereas artha, when it comes in purushartha, it refers to goal or purpose of life. So these four purusharthas, are they to be pursued simultaneously or sequentially? Yeah, at one level we cannot be only doing dharma if we are not worried about, if we don't worry about our financial solvency, if we don't worry about our if we neglect getting resources, then we will not be able to pursue dharma also. We have to eat, we have to live, and most of us live in the world, not as renunciates. So therefore dharma alone cannot be pursued. Artha also has to be pursued. And from the literal point of view, we cannot live. Krishna also says that that sharira yatra pichate na prasiddheda karmana. If you don't do any work, you will not be able to maintain even your own body. He says that in 3.8 in the Gita. So they are now in terms of priority. If we see, when in the four ashramas, when one starts with the brahmachari ashram, there the focus is on learning dharma. But along with that, one learns some skills also by which one will be able to maintain oneself by artha. But dharma is the primary thing. Then one starts earning artha, and then there is kama, which is fulfilled. One gets married and lives in householder life. And gradually one moves towards renunciation, wherein a person seeks moksha. So we could say that it is sequential within the life cycle of a person, where the sequence is more in terms of priority, more in terms of focus. But overall, all four need to be pursued throughout. So even when a person is entering into householder life, at that time also a person is cognizant that my ultimate goal is moksha and I should not get too entangled in these things. Although there may not be the active pursuit of moksha, but still there is to be pursued at some level. Now, the Bhagavatam offers a different worldview, where it says that dharma, artha and kama all should be pursued for the purpose of apavarga, which is moksha, which more specifically it is bhakti, it is love for God, which is the highest liberation. So dharmasya apavargasya na artho arthayo upakalpate na arthasya dharmaikantasya kamo labhaya hi smritaha. And then the kamasya na indriya priti labho jivete yavata jivasya tattva jigyasa na artho yascheka karmabhi. So dharmasya apavargasya, dharma has to be pursued for the purpose of apavarga, for the purpose of liberation. Na artho arthayo upakalpate, don't pursue it for the sake of getting artha. Na arthasya dharmaikantasya, and while pursuing dharma, if artha comes along, don't use it for kama. And so that means artha should also be used for ekantasya, for the ultimate goal of liberation. And then kamasya na indriya priti. Even if there is kama, then so here kam is used to refer to desire. Don't use desire for pursuing sense gratification, but labho jiveta yavata. Just focus on maintaining oneself. And jivasya tattva jigyasa na artho yascheka karmabhi. Jivasya tattva jigyasa, that you use your life and its desires for pursuing, for tattva jigyasa, for knowing about the truth and attaining the truth. So in this way, if we are practicing bhakti, then we harmonize dharma, artha, kama and moksha with the ultimate pursuit of bhakti culminating in Krishna prema. So when we talk about dharma, we don't do the rituals of dharma which are talked about in the karma kanda section of the scripture. We focus on doing the dharmic practices of bhakti. So we chant, we do deity worship, we study shastra, we associate devotees. This is the dharma practice for us. And artha, for devotees, now we live in a society where there is no varnashram right now in terms of the social structure, not the conceptual analysis. So dharma, artha, so we can earn by whatever means is practical according to our education, according to our particular situation. So what we can earn in whatever way is possible. And then kama, of course, there is the grihastha ashram where the desires can be fulfilled. And kama, the point is that dharma, artha, kama, these need to be pursued in a sense of balance. So there may be times in our life when we focus more on one and less on the other, but overall, in the course of a devotee's life, both of them are all of them are pursued simultaneously. But the simultaneous pursuit is in subordination to the overall pursuit of bhakti. So we want dharma, artha, and kama, and a devotee wants moksha not for its own sake. If at all a devotee wants to be liberated, that is for the sake of serving Krishna better, for pleasing Krishna. So in that way, dharma, artha, kama, and moksha are harmonized with the ultimate pursuit of bhakti in the life of a devotee. Thank you.